Do you enjoy hemp products? I know I do. From pre-rolls and disposables to CBD bath bombs and creams, Lex Wellness Kentucky is a quality source of hemp-based products. Inspired by nature, lab-tested for purity. Order online today at lexwellnessky.com and use the code Omega Green for 20% off your order. Again, that code is Omega Green for 20% off at lexwellnessky.com.
What up, world? Omega Green here with the Run It Back crew, and we welcome you to another episode of The Green Room. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about the individual and the collective. We all know that there are solitary animals out there that exist on their own, tigers, polar bears, and whatnot, but human beings are a bit different. We can excel as individuals, but we're social creatures. We require a collective to accomplish greater things and get to where we want to go as a people. Now, some people debate back and forth, which is fair, about, which is more significant, the individual or the collective. And as I said, as individuals are necessary because they make up the collective, it's all really a little bit subjective, but we are a race, human beings, who require each other, in my opinion. What do you all think?
I think that it's about individuality first.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know who you are or where you want to go, how are you going to make a collective of people that are trying to move in the same direction if nobody knows anything?
Right.
Individualism is where I would go. I feel like I don't work well in a group anyway, and that's just me. Because that's just how I was, what I went through as a teenager. I feel like that's too much pressure. I don't want to be the reason why we don't succeed. And that's that's just me. That's not how it is.
Yeah.
But that's just me, because people, they told me I bring a lot to the table, but for me, I would much rather just stand alone and just fall on my own and not have to hold myself accountable to everybody else's failures because of me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, D-Lo?
No, and that's a sign on another episode. So as far as myself, like, I can handle if myself fails.
Yeah.
I can't handle failing knowing that I'm part of the collective.
Yeah.
But as far as y'all, my peoples,
right,
my family,
right,
I want to succeed.
Yeah.
If I can help that in any way, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Whether it be some advice, maybe, like my brother, he does the little survival bracelets.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, dude, you could sell those.
Yep.
That's a nice little niche for you.
Yeah.
But and I'm more willing to help him see his vision on that.
Yeah.
Just like us with the podcast.
Yep.
I want to see us succeed on this. I want to see us as a collective. I honestly, now doing it like we've been doing, I really couldn't honestly see us doing any other way.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to be a reason that we fail.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a reason why we can't succeed. Is that all right? No, I'm sorry. That sound came when I said that. But yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like some of it's subjective, because some people find either vulnerability or strength in solitude.
Right.
You know, some people need to be around other people constantly for one reason or another. Me personally, like I love being social, being around friends, having a good time, love a good party, things like that. But there's a time, you know, when everybody's social battery, of which not everybody has the same social battery, can deplete. And solitude has its place.
Yes.
But, you know, on both sides of the spectrum, there's like I said, like a balance to where it's like at times, if an individual, you are kind of a problem, you could be like kind of like talk about failing or whatever. It's like you could be a problem for the collective.
Yes.
And then on the flip side of that, there are times when like groupthink, you know, maybe in the wrong direction. It's like the collective
It's bad for you.
could be bad for, you know, the bigger picture, and the individual's got to step away and do their own thing. And that's why, like, living in our society generally, I've noticed that's kind of what American society I'm referring to now. That's what I've noticed some people on the outside have said that they like about us, is that we value individual freedoms, and we have a prioritization of that. But you know, in my opinion, I'm like, there has to be a balance.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
when you forget about the collective, in my opinion, things fall apart kind of into disarray, because you're basically kind of not always like specifically selfish, but there's a degree of selfishness to it, because you're only thinking about yourself and not the plight of other people, which you are a part of, whether you like it or not.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
And so to kind of piggyback off what you were saying, D-Lo, I feel what you're saying when you like this, you know, like we were saying, we don't want to be the reason. And like I said, for me, that's my thought process going into it.
Right.
Now, when I have to go into it, then my mindset changes into, okay, I get that part of me that says we're not going to lose.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's when I switch into the collective mode.
Yeah.
You know, when I wish I could have that mindset going into it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? And so that's the thing for me. But at the same time, everybody has to know their role, depending on what it is you're trying to accomplish, or
Very
you know,
true.
whether it's even in a social atmosphere, you always have that person that wants to hog up all the air. They
Yep.
want to hog up all the
They
attention.
want to be the one.
They want to
Yeah.
be the visionary. They want to be the head runner of everything.
Yeah, the big fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
big cheese.
even in just like a social atmosphere, it doesn't even have to be an objective to try to accomplish something. You know, you ever been to a party where somebody's just, you know, you tell a joke and then somebody's always trying to tell a better joke, or they just be like,
the one upper.
yes, that
The
perfectly.
one-upper.
Yes, the one upper. Yes, that you know what, they get annoying. They get annoying. You know, you tell about a situation like, oh yeah, you know, I remember when I'm like, for real, dude. Like every single time you somebody comes and
it's like, come on,
they
bro.
irk your nerves. And so it's about knowing your place. You know, because they'll, you know, people can see when you're just naturally an extrovert, or where somebody's trying to hog all the air. And so that's in the social realm of things.
Yeah.
But in the working collective realm of things, everybody has to know their role, because that's where that too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Yeah.
Because you have to be an effective follower, and you have to be
Say
accepting
that
of that.
again.
You have to be an effective follower. An effective leader is only as good as his followers or her
Right.
followers.
Right.
And like you were saying, if there's somebody that's disruptive, you know, the leader's the one that's going to have to make that decision.
Yep.
You know, everybody might be in agreement, but everybody's not going to have it in them to say,
do
look, you
it.
got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's, you know, and so, you know, to be collective can be powerful,
Yep.
you know, and then there's some that were just built to stand alone.
Yeah.
You know,
and I think about
go ahead.
the creative side of it.
Yeah.
You know, again, to where like you have groupthink, to where maybe everybody's just kind of in their blah, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. And then you got that person, inventors or, that just, they have the ideas that at the time, like, seems crazy or it's like it's unrealistic or whatever, but they step away and go to do their own thing and end up coming up with something amazing that changes the world.
Well, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this podcast. Like, we are a collective. We have our own individual segments.
Yeah.
That we run.
Yep.
But as far as that, we all are collectively. We have our own inputs. Nobody tries to
One-upsmanship.
One-ups. Yeah. And like nobody does that. Like but it's kind of like that's the perfect mix.
Yeah.
We get to express our individualism, but even after all that's said and done, we still come back together with the run it back segment.
Exactly, because we can't. I mean, well, we could, but it's like in reality, like, you can't do it all alone.
And we all give each other a chance to come up with a topic for the run it back. No one is bigger than the other, so that's when the collect. And America, let me say this, because what you all hear, it's all love. But we don't always agree.
No,
we don't always agree, and that's where we come together. We have our Tuesday nights episode planning.
Yeah,
but at the end, and so at the end of the day, we don't always agree, but the one thing is that we all know is that we have the same vision, and that trumps anything that we may disagree about.
And we have the ability to agree to disagree, and we leave it at that.
Right.
Right.
And that's what I was saying. That's what I was going to say, because at the end of the day, it takes that person to say, well, you know what, I'll take a back seat to this. And that's being the effective follower, if you want to call it that. So yeah, I like your point as far as using a podcast as a point to that.
Yeah, exactly, because we're living it.
Yes.
Right now.
I think that the individuality is a must. The collective thing is optional, because I've seen plenty of people thrive on just them doing their thing on their own. Like, people that own their own business. Like, do they look for help? Yeah, they may, as far as like finding the building, getting the contract. But when it comes to that day in and day out, like somebody that owns their own beauty shop and has no other people in that beauty shop, it's just them day in and day out doing their own thing, their finances and everything. So I think that you have to have that individuality before you can have that collectiveness. But that collectiveness is optional because we all are born as individuals.
Right.
I do think that everybody's capable of being a collective. It's just what type of person are you? Do you want that? Do you not? Do you want that sometimes? Like, it's just up to the person.
Right.
Yeah. Again, bringing about balance.
Yes.
Yeah. Got to find that balance.
Everybody doesn't have that in them, what Javi's saying. And Javi's saying that everybody has it in them, but everybody has it in them, but everybody doesn't know how to exploit it.
Right.
Gotcha.
And that's when they have to fall into that collective category, because they don't know how to go alone and be the Lone Ranger.
Right.
Yeah. Javi has it. Javi has it for sure. Javi has it for sure. I don't know so much as me. I have it to a certain degree. I would, having you all around, pulls it out of me.
Right.
It pulls it out of me. Like now, like I think I'm ready to do like videos to boost my, the subscribers and the followers.
Right.
And I may have had the vision, but I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to succeed. Because I don't know. There's always that question mark factor that pulls me back. And
exactly.
So
your inner saboteur.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
wait a minute. Say that again. The what?
Your inner saboteur.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
I like that.
I mean, that was like even starting the podcast. I didn't know where to begin. Me and Javi was talking. He knew where to begin. He knew what to do.
Right. But see, even without him having experience, Javi's that person that's going to say, you know what, I'm going to start a podcast, and he'll go do it. He'll go do it. And like he said, he may go, he'll look into it, and he may even get some insight and some input, but he's going to do it.
Yeah.
He's going to do it. And whether you decide to do it with him or not, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And somebody
Period.
break that facts.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, and that's right, and that's real, and that's awesome. And that
shit.
somebody like me, like I'll be like, D-Lo, let's start this podcast. And
if this one don't work out, I'll start another one by my motherfucker.
No, I'll be like, well, let me go find somebody else because I'm not sure if I want to do it by myself to start. And so that's what I'm saying. You have that it.
Yeah.
And for me, I just need it to be pulled out because once I be like, okay, once I get into it, I'm like, okay, do whatever you want to. I got it now.
Because I mean that's the same thing with me. Because even when I brought it up to Cha-Cha, like I didn't know where to start, and I didn't want to set us both up for failure, and so I like it had to be like the information that I needed to know that I didn't know.
Yeah, I think that kind of goes back to the collective.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like you don't know what you don't know,
Right.
and you need somebody or a group of people from the outside to be like, "Hey, this is what you're missing."
Yeah, we can do this shit.
Right, and that's all
Yeah.
it took, because all he had to do is just lay it out. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm down, yeah, because I want to be that effective person,
Right.
Whether it be follower or whatever you want to call it, to support
Exactly.
and encourage. And like, well, okay, I see it, and I might not really see it,
Yeah.
but we'll figure this thing out, because once again, that's when I step into that mode of, okay, I'm not going to let we can do this, instead of worrying about, I'm not going to be the reason we fail,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But Hobby's got that it. He's going to do it. He's going to make
He
it work.
gonna do it regardless. He would have done this without us or with us, whatever.
Fearless, free. But that's awesome, man. That's real.
Yeah.
That's why he can speak individualism in the way that he's, defining it, because that's who he is.
Exactly.
And that's what's up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
I
shout
think-
out to Hobby.
Shout out, Javi.
Shout out.
Shout out to all of us. Quit playing.
See what I'm saying? See how he just did that?
Exactly. Modest, very modest.
Very, yeah.
But yeah, I think for everybody and everybody listening, the real important thing is to find that balance. Like, yeah, everybody's a little bit different. Some people are social, some people like to be on their own, but understanding the significance of the opposite end of that spectrum, and the bridge between both.
And also, understand that even if you do think you're gonna fail, you don't know if you're gonna fail until you try. And try it.
Try
Yeah.
it.
Just do it. And when
Yeah.
I say that, I refer to, if you're somebody that think you can't do it without a group, try it by yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're a person that doesn't think you can work with a group, try with a group.
Right.
You might
There
not
you
need
go.
them for everything, but you might need them for certain things.
Right.
Or they might not need you for everything, but that might be that one thing
Right.
Yep.
that they need you for.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can go on back to being your individual self.
Yeah. And don't be afraid.
Yeah. You never
Like-
want to be that person that says, I wish I had of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, don't be afraid. I mean, sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone to find what's comfortable.
Get out of the box.
Yeah.
Take yourself.
Like,
It's the only way you'll grow.
Yeah. And I mean, hell, as antisocial that I was, or I'm still like I said, I was able to make friends, but like as far as like as outgoing
Yeah.
that I was, I'd never thought I would do something like this.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
You're welcome.
There it is. And there it is.
the
I'm
hobby we
yanking
know.
it. I'm
There's-
serious. Like when I say like I'm a person that I'm not just an individual. Like people don't understand. Like I have multiple personalities, but I'm like self-diagnosed with that too. But
Yeah.
all of my personalities are about togetherness, love, and like seeing people grow.
It shows.
So when I can be an individual and I can be by myself and I'll be fine and I can do whatever I need to do, I can get shit done. But I can also do it in a group because I know that I have knowledge of stuff. And I will sit back and I will listen and I will observe and get feedback from everybody else. And then I'll collectively take in everything that they're saying and then give my opinion on the situation. And then based off of what everybody said and what I've said, we then come together as a collective and come up with a plan that fits
Yeah.
everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
In a nutshell.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's very well said. It's a different, because like I grew up with like team sports and stuff like that. So
Right.
like as a collective, like you know, especially like playing basketball, like that was my sport.
You got to
know what I
lean
mean?
on other people.
Yeah, like there is no I in team with basketball. There's an I in team with baseball and some sports that you work with a team, but there's more individuality than there is a team. But
Yeah,
basketball, if the team ain't clicking, we ain't winning championships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I just it's hard for me to step out of that realm to my own individuality, to where like hobby is, where I fully 100% know he would have done a podcast without me or not. You know, so like
No, because I was doing it. I was doing
Yeah.
it on the On Air app, and then
Yeah.
they shut that down, and I was like, well, fuck. I
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was option 2.
Yeah.
You were the step up
I was-
from where I was, because I was doing it by myself, and it's better as a collective.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose we'll round it out there. This episode has been the individual and the collective, not the individual versus the collective, because it's not you against them, it's you and them, and figuring out where everybody fits into place.
Right.
Period.
Yes.
So I will say, signing off, I am Omega Green with the rest of the Run It Back crew,
Yo.
Yo.
and we will see you later.
Peace.
Deuces.